Hi everybody, happy spring 2018. It's Mark Vogt with VOGTLAND Fishery and Archery Guiding at Large, with another lesson on the VOGTLAND shooting technique. If you remember from previous episodes, the whole idea of the technique is not magic. It doesn't require a ton of skill. It's just combining two different techniques together for the first time. String walking to try to adjust the elevation of the bow from the rear instead of from the front, and Olympic archery recurve anchoring, where you're looking down the left side of the string and anchoring under your chin, and then putting the tip of the arrow right smack on your target. What's unique about the method then is that I end up with the equivalent of a rear peep sight, like with a compound archer. The tip of my arrow becomes the front peep sight, so I have a front peep sight like a compound archer, and the only thing I have to worry about is string walking to provide elevation of the bow, elevation of the arrow, not by moving the front up and leaving the back fixed like with a compound bow, but actually by leaving the front fixed and elevating the back from the rear to give me different elevations. Then I just have to worry about a smooth release, and I end up with a range, being able to shoot a range anywhere from 10 meters out to 80 meters. Today we're going to shoot at a 20-meter target, that little orange ball down there. What I want you to pay attention to as I talk is that I'm going to be going through the four-step method. Number one, I'm going to pick my gap. For 20 meters, that gap is going to end up being 3 fingers. I'm going to move my fingers all the way down like this. I'm going to draw back under my chin, not off to the side, but under my chin, so that I can look down the left side of the string with my eye fixed at one point. That's what becomes that rear peep sight. I'm going to use not a set of pins in the front, but the tip of my arrow for my front peep sight. That at full draw, that becomes a very consistent front point. I'm going to line my eye, that point up, with the tip, with the target itself, and the result is going to be a shot that goes right into the target. What's unique about this technique is that this is the only technique that you can find where I'm actually watching the tip of the arrow from the moment it leaves the bow until it enters the target. With compound bows, they're looking at a pin in the front. They're not making contact with, they're not watching the arrow. They're lucky if they see it, they move so fast. With Olympic archery, it's a front pin on the front that they're paying attention to, but with the VOGTLAND shooting technique, you're actually watching the tip of the arrow. So it's going to be pick your gap, draw back under your chin, look down the left side of the string, line up the tip of the arrow and the rear of your eye here with the target in line, and then 4, do a smooth release. We've got other people here, so I'm going to pause before I shoot. Clear? Okay, it's clear to shoot, so I'm going to continue shooting. 4 steps again. Pick your gap. Draw directly under your chin so that your eye can line up with the left side of the string. That's the rear peep sight. 2, line your eye up with the tip of the arrow and put it right on the center of the target like you're seeing right now. Like that. 4, a smooth release. So let's go through those steps and see if the camera can pick it up. Picking my gap, 3 fingers. Drawing back under my chin. Looking down the left side of the string, putting the tip of the arrow on the target, smooth release. Shot just a hair over the top. Balls are very unforgiving when you miss, even when it's close, but they're a hell of a lot of fun when you hit them. Let's keep watching. Step 1, pick my gap. Step 2, draw under my chin, not to the side. 3, look down the left side, line the tip of the arrow up with this target. 4, smooth release. Got it. A lot of fun. Let's do 2 more. 1, pick your gap. 2, under the chin. 3, look down the left side and line the tip of the arrow up with the center of the target. 4, smooth release. Once again, just a hair over the top, but you can see that in the film. Last one, see if we can get 2 out of 4. So far they've all been kill shots. I mean, they're only 2 inches from dead center, 3 inches. Step one, pick your gap. For this yardage, 3 fingers, shifting down. Step two, draw back under my chin. 3, look down the left side with your eye and put the tip of the arrow on the target. 4, smooth release. Hold off to the left. Let's go take a look without stopping filming. Actually, you saw the ball move. You know that I hit the target. So what did we learn in today's lesson? We learned that the whole idea of this technique is that string walking is what actually tilts the arrow. Not from the front, fixing the rear, but fixing the front and moving the rear up and down to get your elevation. That's what gives you your elevation. We learned that you're going to fix the arrow. You're going to anchor under your chin and look down the left side. That's what gives you your rear peep sight like a compound bow. And looking at the tip of the arrow is what gives you your front peep sight. So you take care of elevation. You also take care of a nice left and right. There's no movement, there's no parallax because you're dragging the arrow, the string across the side of your face. And then a smooth release. Go out and practice, give it a try. 4-step method, pick your gap, draw under your chin, look down the left side of the string with your eye, line up the tip of the arrow, and 4, smooth release. On a cold, windy day, that's always the hardest part. That's why you saw me pull it a couple of times. I'm going to pause and we're going to go shoot 4 more. Okay, got my 4 arrows. We're going to go through this one more time. And again, I don't want to sound preachy, but this is the only technique that you can find out there compared to compound archery, compared to Olympic recurve archery, where I'm actually watching the tip of the arrow right from the moment it leaves the bow. I'm watching the tip of the arrow. With every other technique, compound archery, there's a set of pins up here so that when you're shooting, it looks like this. You're not watching the tip of the arrow. You don't know where it's going. With Olympic archery, there's one peep sight right here that's moving up and down on a bar, out and out on a bar, in and out on a bar. You're watching the peep sight. So your sight shot looks like this. Again, you're not seeing the tip of the arrow. You're hoping you see it, but you're not watching it. But with the VOGTLAND archery technique, the tip of the arrow is your front peep sight. So it looks like this. Sorry. With the VOGTLAND shooting technique, the arrow dropped off my wrist. It actually looks like this. The tip of the arrow, absolutely, is part of the sight picture. You're watching it right from the moment it leaves the arrow, or the bow, which means it's super easy to follow. Let's shoot a couple more times. It's a 50-pound bow. I'm out of shape. 4 steps again. Pick your gap. Ball is sitting out there at about 20 meters. 20 meters is 3 fingers. 2, under the chin. 3, line up the left side of the string with the tip of the arrow right on the target. 4, smooth release. Let's try it. 1, pick my gap. 2, under the chin. 3, line up the left side with the tip of the arrow. 4, smooth release. Caught the left side. Let's do another one. By the way, it's super hard to talk and shoot. 1, 2, 3. Just a hair off to the right. 4. 1, pick the gap. 2, 3. Just in front. Everything but the ball. Like I said a moment ago, it's an unforgiving target. 1, 2, 3. And just a hair over the top. And you can see where all the arrows are. They're around in like a little 9-inch circle, which is all the big the ball is. It's only this big across. They'd be really close to kill shots at that range. I hope you found the video interesting. When it warms up again, I think I'm going to come out and shoot one more time. Thanks for listening.